Benjamin Gaza Affleck Boldt was born on August 15, 1972 in Berkeley, California. He is an American actor, film director, producer, and screenwriter. His family moved to Massachusetts when he was 3, living in Falmouth, where his brother Casey was born, before settling in Cambridge. His mother, Christopher and Chris Boldt, was a Harvard-educated elementary school teacher. His father, Timothy Byers Affleck, was an aspiring playwright who was mostly unemployed. He worked sporadically at Harvard as a carpenter, auto mechanic, bookie, electrician, bartender, and janitor. In the mid-1960s, he was an actor and stage manager at a theater company in Boston. Affleck was raised in a politically active, liberal family. He and his brother Casey were surrounded by people who worked in the arts. The boys regularly attended theater shows with their mother and were encouraged to make their own home movies. David Wheeler, a family friend, later recalled Affleck as a very bright and intensely curious child. Thanks to their mother's friendship with a Cambridge area casting director, the brothers auditioned for roles in local commercials and film productions, and Affleck first acted professionally at age 7. His mother saved his wages in a college trust fund and hoped her son would eventually become a teacher, worried that acting was an insecure and frivolous profession. When Affleck was 13, he filmed a children's television show in Mexico. He learned to speak Spanish during a year traveling around the country with his mother and brother. As a Cambridge Ring and Latin high school student, Affleck acted in theater productions and was inspired by playwright Jerry Spka. He became close friends with fellow student Matt Damon, whom he had known since the age of 8. Although Damon was 2 years older, the pair had similar interests and both wanted to pursue acting careers. They went to New York together for an acting audition and saved money for train and plane tickets in a joint bank account. Although Affleck had high SAT scores, he was often an inattentive student with poor attendance. He studied Spanish for a few months at the University of Vermont, choosing it because it was close to his then-girlfriend, but dropped out after breaking his hip while playing basketball. At age 18, Affleck moved to Los Angeles and studied Middle Eastern affairs at Occidental College for a year and a half. His directorial debut Gone Baby Gone, which he also co-wrote, was well received. He later directed, co-wrote and starred in the crime drama The Town and directed and starred in the political thriller Argo. Both were critically and commercially successful. He has since starred in the psychological thriller Gone Girl, the thriller The Accountant, the action-adventure Triple Frontier, the sports drama The Way Back and the comedy drama The Tender Bar. In 2016, he began playing Batman in superhero films set in the DC Extended Universe. Despite initial criticism, he gave a brilliant performance. His accolades include 2 Academy Awards, 3 Golden Globe Awards and a Volpe Trophy. Affleck is married to actress Jennifer Garner. They began dating in August 2004 and struck up a friendship on the sets of Pearl Harbor and Daredevil. They were married on June 29, 2005 in a private Turks and Caicos ceremony. The only guests were Victor Garber, who moderated the ceremony, and his partner, Rainer Andreasen. Affleck and Garner's children are Violet N., Serafina Rose Elizabeth, and Samuel Garner. In the divorce filing, Affleck and Garner sought joint physical and legal custody of their children. They announced their separation in June 2015, with Affleck continuing to live in a guest house at the family home until mid-2017. They jointly filed for divorce in April 2017, which was finalized in October 2018. In 2020, Affleck described the divorce as the biggest regret of my life. While Affleck believes the paparazzi's focus on the star is part of the deal, he's against photos taken of his private residence and particularly his children. In 2013, Affleck and Garner held an event at their home to support a bill for lawmakers protecting children of celebrities from harassment by photographers. In it, their 6-year-old daughter spoke about her personal experiences. Garner testified before the California legislature's Judiciary Committee in support of the bill, which later became law. Although photographs of children are still taken, conduct that seriously alarms, annoys, distresses or frightens children, such as waiting outside of various children's activities, is illegal. Despite the law, photographers continue to wait outside their children's schools, and sometimes require police assistance when they get too close. In 2014, Affleck advocated for a UK-style law that would force the media to blur children's faces in published photos. His father was very difficult, so Affleck says with relief, when his parents divorced when he was 11, and his father left the family home and continued to drink, eventually becoming homeless and living on the streets of Cambridge for 2 years. When Affleck was 16, his father entered a rehab facility in Indio, California. He lived here for 12 years to maintain his sobriety and worked there as an addiction counselor. Affleck has a family history of addiction and mental illness. 2 of his grandparents were alcoholics. His paternal grandmother, addicted to both alcohol and barbiturates, committed suicide at age 46. His paternal uncle was a drug addict. His aunt was a heroin addict. Affleck attended Al-Anon support meetings as a child because of his father's drug addiction. His brother is a recovering alcoholic. Affleck's own drinking became a concern when he was 15. His mother sent him to an outdoor wilderness camp for at-risk youth, and Affleck first considered a residential recovery program before becoming sober in his mid-20s. Affleck has both anxiety and depression and has been on antidepressants since he was 26. He said he used alcohol to relieve a constant feeling of discomfort. According to Affleck, he has managed to stay fit and sober since the start of 2020. In response to the Harvey Weinstein scandal, Affleck pledged to donate profits from his early Miramax films to charities supporting victims of sexual assault. During the filming of Me Too in 2017, Affleck was accused by 2 women of inappropriate behavior. For one, he apologized on Twitter, though details are unnecessary here. Actors are also not perfect unless they portray a well-rounded character in a film. If so, who is the actor or actress you see as closest to the perfect person in your opinion? Share your thoughts in the comments.